What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here to officially re-rank Taylor Swift's albums with the addition of Reputation. So a couple weeks ago, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, we ranked all of Taylor Swift's albums, and I'm going to go through a little bit of what I think about those albums, but we did that, and now in this video, I'm going to re-rank them and include Reputation. So this is my definitive list of Taylor Swift's albums from worst to best. This video has come out a little bit late because I had planned on having them all one day after the other, but I reviewed Reputation, the album, and then I was supposed to rank every single song. That's coming tomorrow. I just want a little bit more time to listen to the songs again and again, really get them in an order, but we're going to have this, our ranking, and then tomorrow I'm going to be ranking the songs in Reputation. So we're not done with Reputation in general. Maybe we could have a couple more videos if you guys wanted to. And we're going to be continuing with Taylor Swift content every single Sunday for the next little while I figure out what to kind of do next with her stuff. So let's go through it. Let's rank the albums one more time with Reputation included. Worst album. First, and now again, if you didn't watch that video, I should preface this by saying none of these albums are bad. I absolutely love Taylor Swift. I love her music. I love these albums. They're all super good. I don't think any of these albums are bad. I think only a few of the songs are actually bad on any of the albums. So this isn't a bad album. This is just an album I dislike or just don't enjoy as much as the others. And the sixth one, coming in at number 6, is Taylor Swift, her self-titled first album. The album has a lot of good going for it, and again, definitely go back and check out our original rankings because I talk a lot about the 5 albums. I really want to talk about, in this video, Reputation's rank to them. But Taylor Swift, solid album, a lot of positives, a couple songs that I truly just dislike in terms of Tim McGraw, which if you've watched enough of our videos, you'd know I just really hate that song. So it has a couple of that. It really forces a lot of the country aspects on us. It has some problems, but it's very experimentational. She's really trying. She's only 16 years old at the time. She was 15, 14 when she was writing and making this, so extremely talented. Some really good songs on this, some underrated songs, such as Mary's Song, and obviously we know about Teardrops My Guitar and Should Have Said No, but those are phenomenal songs that stand the test of time, and I'm really impressed with a lot of the stuff she did on the album. I just think overall, it's got the most forced stuff, it's got the most, unnecessary additions to it, and she gets better as we progress. Coming in at number 5 is Reputation. Now, here we go. Here's where I really want to talk about it. Reputation is a phenomenal album. I said that in my review. I have been listening to it more and more, and I like it each and every time more and more. Songs that I originally thought didn't stick out a lot or just didn't do anything, they each are very good. Songs like Endgame, songs like Don't Blame Me, songs like I Did Something Bad. These are good songs. These are good songs, and there's parts of them I don't like. There's definitely, the rapping of Endgame, or some of the generic beats, or some of the overemphasized voice effects that they do to her. I really don't like some of those things. And in terms of the album as a whole, nothing sticks out that much. Now, I said that really for 1989, and we'll get to 1989. I think what the problem she had was in this album, and even in 1989, is there wasn't the songs that really jumped out. Now, I'd since kind of rectified that by saying, Shake It Off is one of her best songs ever made. Songs like Clean and How You Get the Girl and New Romantics, there's some really good songs on 1989, and they jump out. They do now. I see that, and I'm very much aware of that. But for Reputation, and this is a problem also with the next song, or next album, but it does have an advantage, and I'll explain why. I don't want you guys to get mad. I feel like maybe some people would put Reputation in this area. Not her worst, but not her best, and kind of somewhere in the middle. I can see it flipping with albums like Fearless and Red. I can see that kind of like flip. Or even 1989 if you weren't a huge fan of that. This album has a lot of good. I like the fast pace. I like the different kinds of beats she's using. I like her voice. I like some of the effects done to her voice. But in terms of the quality of music, and the quality is super high. Quality is super high. Maybe never been higher. But what I will say is the songs don't stick out. A lot of the songs don't stick out. Ready For It, I think, is one of the best songs she's ever made. I really love Ready For It. I loved it when it first was announced or first released, and having it as the first song of the album, I really, really enjoy Ready For It. Beyond that, none of the songs truly stand out. Next best, I'd probably say, is Dancing With Our Hands Tied. I think that just had something about it. New Year's Day, really good song. This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, really good song. There's some good ones, but other than Ready For It, and other than maybe Dancing With Our Hands Tied, none of them stand out as being absolute elites. Where is the Shake It Off? Where is the Love Story? Where is the Mine? Where is the, Mean, or Enchanted, or Haunted? Some of my personal favorites. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic, Begin Again, any of those kind of songs. Holy Ground, Starlight. Where are those? While I think all the songs have a very high level of quality and I enjoy all of them, some of the songs just kind of blend together. Songs like Don't Blame Me and I Did Something Bad kind of sound a little bit too much alike. So It Goes I really like, but So It Goes kind of sounds like some other songs. And Getaway Car is very unique and very awesome, and I definitely like that. King of My Heart kind of sounds a little bit like So It Goes, but it has a little bit stuff that... So the songs kind of blend together, and I like that. But they don't truly stand out. They barely even stand out from each other, where if you just are starting to get into Taylor Swift, you may not even know when one song, ends and one song begins, or you may get songs confused. I think I probably did in the review, if I'm being honest. If you watch that, you can maybe even catch me say the wrong thing about a wrong song, because they do kind of blend in. Lyrically, I think this is probably the strongest album she's ever written, period. Strongest album. But in terms of the noises and the music and in the terms of, she didn't really use her voice as much as I would have liked in this album. Her voice is phenomenal. I love her voice. And it has a lot of effects in some songs in this album. Songs like New Year's Day, even Ready For It, Look What You Made Me Do. There's some really good songs that... Gorgeous. Gorgeous is a phenomenal song as well. Gorgeous is a song that definitely stands up there. Call What You Want is a song that stands up there. There's some songs that show off how good of a singing voice she has. There's no doubt. And I think the album overall is successful in what it's trying to do. I think maybe we will get the next huge Taylor Swift hit from the next album. Look What You Made Me Do is a fantastic song. Do I think it is the, Shake It Off of this album? Well, in terms of popularity and what they want it to be, yeah, it is. But is it? No. And I think that's the problem this album has. Basically, what I want to take this away from, I want you guys to take away from this is, I think it's a fantastic album. I think the quality is probably the highest it's ever been. But I just don't think there's any standout songs. It's not the worst album, because none of the songs are bad. Not a single song. Whereas, Tim McGraw on Taylor Swift and a couple other songs are just not good. So I think that's why it does that. Moving into the next song, or next album, and I do want to specifically say this, in my original rankings, I couldn't decide between Red and Fearless. I'm ready to give a definitive answer. Number 4 in my ranking is Fearless. I think Fearless is lower than Red. Fearless is super good. Fearless has some of the best songs she's ever written. Fearless has probably the second best song she's ever made in Love Story. One of the most polished and orchestral, but not really orchestral, because she's had orchestral before. The violins and the banjos and the country aspect just blend to form literally a perfect song in Love Story. A truly special song. Songs like Hey Stephen, even the song Fearless itself, the endings of the ending of the album, Best Day and Change, are so good. Yes, there's a couple songs in there. Tell Me Why, You're Not Sorry, The Way I Loved You. These songs all kind of blend in and are basically the same songs and do absolutely nothing for me. They're not bad songs, so the deluxe edition songs on this album aren't very good. They're not bad, but they're not good either. So this album has some spotty moments, and I'd say if you look at the quality level, Reputation crushes it. But there's some songs on this album that are just up here. 15, Love Story, You Belong With Me, Hey Stephen, which is one of my personal favorites, an underrated song I personally think, Change. There are some elite level songs that just do something for me. I think do something for Taylor Swift fans in general, and Reputation has nothing that can match it. There is no Love Story in Reputation, and to their credit, that's not the sound. I'm not even talking about the sound. I'm talking about the scale and the impact it had on me, and how much I respect how good she is as a songwriter, as a musician in general. There is no Love Story. There is no You Belong With Me. There is no Hey Stephen. Right? That's what I'm talking about. In terms of overall quality, Reputation is better, but in terms of just the big hits being enough to make up for the smaller, mistakes that you even call it, Fearless does outshine Reputation. Coming in at number 3 is Red. Red, I do think, is now, in my mind, better than Fearless. It took me a while to get there. It really did. It took me maybe in this new wave of me obviously covering Taylor Swift on the channel, it took me probably 7 to 8 listens of Red from front to back to really enjoy. And I think, again, I think the thing that Red has, and Red doesn't have every song being spectacular. I think the deluxe edition songs on Red are terrible. Terrible. What I will say, so again, maybe Reputation has a better quality overall, but what Red does so well is kind of brings back some of the country elements forgotten in Speak Now, which I actually like that, and we'll get to Speak Now in general. But Red kind of brings them back, but blends it into just a different sounding Taylor Swift. This isn't a Speak Now Taylor Swift, but this isn't a 1989 Taylor Swift. This is kind of this, we're almost there, but we're kind of going back a little bit. You know, she's kind of going back to when she was, 18 years old, but we're not yet at 1989 yet. It's kind of like this last hold onto this country pop mix. And it's got some absolute phenomenal songs all throughout the album. There's only a couple songs that don't do. The Last Time, I've spoken to it, I just don't enjoy The Last Time. And there's a couple more, but songs like Treacherous, which I think is a phenomenal song, very underrated. State of Grace, and like I said, songs like Begin Again, super good. I'm actually embarrassed I haven't listened to that song before. I had only listened to it maybe a couple months ago as the first time. But Begin Again, State of Grace, Holy Ground I think is one of the better songs she's ever made. I really like Holy Ground. Starlight used to be probably my favorite song by her. And the list just literally goes on. I love 22, it's a great song. Knew You Were Trouble, We Were Never Ever Getting Back Together. This album is filled with really good songs, and the quality level really is very high. And so I think just the level of quality still may be beaten by Reputation in terms of, I think, the amount of effort she put in, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. But also in terms of the hits, the bigger songs, and not even just the hits. Again, 22 and We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together and I Knew You Were Trouble, those are really good songs, some of the better songs on the album, but not the best. I think songs like Holy Ground, Begin Again, State of Grace, Starlight, even maybe Treacherous, I think those are better songs than the hits. So that's what I'm looking for. I look for those hidden gems. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic is one of my favorite songs by her. I think I said that is my favorite song on that album. That's a phenomenal song. One of the most different songs you'll ever hear from Taylor Swift. And so what I'm saying is, this album just has super good song after super good song that you can fall in love with, and Reputation has that. It has that. I can watch it. Yeah, I can listen to it and really pick up new things every time. Maybe hear something slightly different about the beat that I like. Get more into the beat. Connect with the lyrics a little. I really like the lyrics in Reputation overall, but maybe like her voice and how they use her effects a little bit more, or being able to differentiate the songs. Okay, this one's more lyrically like this one's lyrically like that, or the beat's a little bit different, they use her voice a little bit differently, she stretches notes, the way she makes her choruses and verses are different. That's there, and I think I'm learning and enjoying that more and more every time I listen to it. And like I said, Fearless and Red were tied. Last week or the week before, I didn't give it a ranking. I couldn't put one above the other. And now I'm willing and ready to say Red's better. Red is just better than Fearless. So it took me a little while, and it definitely could take me a little while to say maybe Reputation's better than Fearless. I'm hesitant to give it anything better than Taylor Swift because I don't think there is a love story. I don't think there is a Sad, Beautiful, Tragic or Holy Ground or anything. That's not in Reputation. It'll never just be magically put into it, and that's why I don't know if it'll ever move up. But I'm very excited to see what she does next in music. What's the second best album? 1989 is the second best album. I think 1989 is a fantastic album. Obviously, when Taylor Swift goes very much, synthesizers and beatboxing and stuff like that, and she uses more effects on her voice, she overlays her voice, which she does a lot in Reputation. I do enjoy it. I think she's figured out how to do it a little bit better even in Reputation than she did in 1989. But 1989, again, propelled by just its sheer quality. You can tell she put so much effort into every single song in 1989. The bar is set up to here, and she hits it with every single song. While each song may not be as good as the other, there are some better songs. Shake It Off, Blank Space, That's How You Get the Girl, Clean, New Romantics, even Wonderland, which I really am starting to really like Wonderland. Those are really good, and there are other songs. Welcome to New York is a phenomenal song. But there are some songs that aren't quite as good, in my opinion, that don't exactly hold up to that. but the quality level and when you listen to it and just the noises and the amount of emotion and energy she puts in, it's all up here. None of the songs are down here, which maybe you can't say about some of the other albums. But that is where I feel like it is in 1989. And that's what propels it. It doesn't have too many standouts, like even maybe a Red. I'd say Red probably has more favorite songs of mine than 1989. But 1989 has that quality where I know I'm going to really enjoy every single song, and some songs I'm going to like super enjoy, whereas Red has the songs I think are just downright better than songs on 1989, but it also has songs like The Last Time and other songs that just don't do anything for me, mainly that song. So that's where I think Red gets its downfalls, and that's where I think 1989 definitely stands up above almost every single album, except for number one, which again, if you've watched the other video, you know how this is going to go. Speak Now is my favorite album by her. It's not even close. It's not even close. This is when she really blends the sounds of country, of pop, and she makes it perfect. She takes out a lot of what was holding Fearless back from being something special. And maybe she took out some of the stuff that was then put back into Red, to be quite honest. But she found the sweets. Red, I think, kind of falters from trying to put it back in, and a couple other things as well. But Speak Now really shines because she stripped away almost all country. No more forced banjos, no more forced violins. You know, it works in Love Story and it works in other songs in Fearless. But we don't have to do that. Songs like Enchanted, where it is a lot of background noises, and it is kind of like an orchestral unit. Haunted is another song. These songs are some of the best songs. Enchanted is the best song she's ever created, and that lies on this album. Songs like Speak Now, songs like Dear John and Back to December are phenomenal. They're very slow. Songs like Innocent are so good, and that doesn't even include the deluxe edition songs with Ours, with Superman, and If This Was a Movie. I mean, those songs are better than a lot of the songs on her other albums, and those are the bonus songs to Speak Now. That should show you just how high the bar is, but like I said, no weak songs. Long Live, and like I said, I already mentioned Innocent. Even Last Kiss is maybe the only song that doesn't do anything for me, but it's not bad. In fact, I kind of like its slower, kind of more dramatic tone. I really like it. So none of the songs do anything bad for me, and this is where the best songs I think she's ever made lie, is on Speak Now. I don't think Speak Now will ever move. I think people that are, you know, longtime Taylor Swift fans that maybe have fallen off of it, like my sister. She's 3 years younger than me. She loved Taylor Swift. She saw her when she came to Buffalo on the Speak Now tour, something that I regret that I wasn't part of this back then. And she loved Taylor Swift. But with albums like Red and 1989, where she really changed it up in reputation, she doesn't like her anymore. But she'll always think of Speak Now as like, this is her, the pinnacle of Taylor Swift. And I can see that. I can see that we have not reached Speak Now in the past three, 1989, Reputation, and Red. We have not reached the level of Speak Now. I think we had Speak Now, then Red, not that low, but Red, 1989, and then Reputation dropped a little. So she's kind of gone up and down, and she's never quite reached Speak Now, and that's okay. And that's okay, and I'm not expecting the next album to be Speak Now Part 2. I'm not expecting that. I never expect that from bands. And even my favorite bands that aren't Taylor Swift, I don't expect ever to kind of get like a repeat, like a Smashing Pumpkins. I don't ever want or need a Siamese Dream Part 2. Don't need it. Don't expect that from an artist. Let Taylor Swift be Taylor Swift. And we can kind of have another video maybe defending her choice of doing Reputation, because I think, you know, she is getting a lot of criticism and things are being said and people jumping off the ship. And I do maybe feel the need to even kind of defend her, and that would be something I'd be interested in doing. But Speak Now, I think, really is the best that she's ever been, and she hasn't been there yet. Do I think she can get better than Speak Now? Yeah. Reputation has a lot going for it that I do think the margin between Speak Now and the other song and the other albums where Fearless and Reputation lie, it's not like this big. It's a very small amount of room in which I think one's better than the other. And so it is easy to maybe flip. And it is easy for Reputation to move up. And I think her next album, if she does this whole, you know, pop, beatboxing, kind of rapping with these kind of electric sounds with her voice, the faster lyrics, I do think the potential to get a song like, if she mixed what she has Reputation with some of the bigger songs in 1989, it could be her best or one of her best albums. And so I think we could get that with her next album, but who knows, maybe her next album she goes backwards, maybe she goes to Speak Now kind of feel, maybe she changes it again and does something completely different. That's the cool part about being an artist, and that's the cool part about being fans, is hopefully we support her through all this. And again, we'll have a video talking about this. So that is what I think. That is my rankings. Taylor Swift, Reputation, Fearless, Red, 1989, Speak Now. That is my list for all 6 Taylor Swift albums, not counting her Christmas album. That album is special in its own ways, but that doesn't make the listing. So let me know in the comments below what your guys' rankings of Taylor Swift's albums are, especially now with Reputation out. Where do the albums lie? What is her best album? Where do you put Reputation on that list? Let me know in the comments below. Again, tomorrow we're going to be ranking all 15 songs on Reputation. Very exciting. Again, also let me know your list of the songs on Reputation. I'll definitely take a look. And then next Sunday, we're right back at it. We're going to continue to do a couple Taylor Swift videos, see where it takes us. I have a couple lists in mind of things I want to do and kind of discussions I want to have. And as long as you guys keep watching, which you have, I will continue to make it. So thank you guys so much for watching these Taylor Swift videos. I will see you on the next one.